this year we have a fun weekend planned off Manx language events. So it's two functions really. One is organising events that people who have learnt Manx, the Manx speaking community, can get together and enjoy. Anyone who is just beginning Manx is obviously welcome to come along too, and it's raising awareness of Manx outside of the scene as well. But there's a lot of fun things for people who speak Manx, who've learnt Manx, or learning Manx, that want to go along and they can participate in, because we have got a variety of things. We've got a film afternoon where we can watch a Manx film. We have a party on Saturday night with music and a quiz and a ceilidh and bands, and the Manx Bard will be performing, and we have a lecture about the history of tourism and entertainment on the island.
Who's giving that lecture?
Well, a really great speaker from the museum has been appointed to do that. So, yeah.
It's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's entertainment exhibition. We had a quick peek in there when we were at the World War One new gallery last week, and it's just brilliant. We just need to tell people that there are the old sort of game machines that are there, and people can have a go on them.
Yeah. If you just go and ask one of the members of staff for some of the old pennies, they'll give you some old pennies to play on the machines with. Yeah, it's great. It's been really good fun, and I'm looking forward to doing the talk as well, because I uncovered quite a lot of old postcards, which I have seen before. It's not that they're hidden away or they're new, but they aren't the usual scenes that people see of the Isle of Man. So we're quite used to a lot of the old photographs that have all been digitised and are on iMuseum now, and they get shared around quite a lot. But I went through all the old postcards as well, and there's some unfamiliar scenes, some quite politically correct ones, let's say, as well. So it's a really good opportunity to show off a load of the things that I couldn't squeeze into the exhibition too.
So tell us then, how long have you actually spoken Manx for?
Well, I started learning when my eldest daughter went to the Bun School a few years ago now. And when I began, I'll be completely honest with you, I had no aspirations really to become a fluent speaker. I thought, I don't really need to bother doing that now. I've sort of divested myself of responsibility. I've done my bit, sent my kids to the Bun School, and they'll carry the language forward for future generations. And I went along to a Manx class, and I thought, if I learn how to say, isn't the weather nice? Would you like a cup of tea? How are you? I'll be quite happy with that. And I was terrible at languages at school, absolutely terrible. I failed all the languages that I took at school. Didn't do that well at English either, to be perfectly honest. And I started going to classes, and I was sort of progressing a little bit, learning the basics. And then I started to go to a conversational group as well. And from there, it just sort of took off, and I was looking around the table and I thought, do you know what? All of these people around this table, nobody has been speaking Manx from the cradle here. They've all learnt, most of them as adults, and they can all do it, and I'm not that stupid, so why can't I do it too? So I started to put in a bit more effort, if I'm honest, and I found I enjoyed it. I think that's the key to anything. You've got to find a way that makes it enjoyable for you. So I used to meet with this really nice bunch of people down at Noah Bakehouse and at lunchtime, and we used to chat, and then I used to go to my classes, and I just started getting better and better at it, and putting myself out there a bit more, putting myself in more sort of like high stakes situations. I started coming on the radio where you put on the spot a bit more, and I'd get things wrong, but everybody's been there, and I never thought I'd become a fluent speaker, honestly, but I think it's made me realise that you can learn new things, new skills, if you find a way to do it that you find enjoyable and you stick with it and you put the effort in. So I've started learning other things as well. I've started learning the piano, and I just thought, I never thought I'd be able to do that, and I just thought, well, it's the same principle really. If I put in the effort and find a way that's enjoyable, and I'm not very good, but I'm enjoying it. So it's just about, I learnt more about learning, and as well, my English improved, because I had to I started to see the patterns of vocabulary and grammar, and I went to school when it wasn't very trendy to learn about grammar. I came out knowing a noun was a naming word and a verb was a doing word, and that was about it, because it was more trendy to teach through content. They didn't do those drilling grammar into you. So I learned quite a lot of sort of terminology, which sort of made me better in my written English as well, bizarrely. So yeah.
She's unstoppable. This is brilliant.
Well, it was just like, I can't say enough positive things about whatever it is that you want to learn, finding a way that you enjoy learning it and putting in some effort and time, and then you start to get the benefits back out of it, really. So, whatever it is you want to learn, obviously I would recommend everyone gives Manx a go, because it's really nice actually living here and walking around the place and seeing Manx road name places. You go, oh, I know what that means. Oh, that, and you just have these little moments, like these little epiphany moments, walking around going, oh, that's what that's about. And it's quite nice.
You feel a bit more connected to the island. But how much do you actually use your Manx speech then? How much would you say do you have? How much of the day do you spend in conversing in Manx?
Well, because my children go to the bun school, when I drop them off in the morning, I chat to other parents at the school gates in Manx, and I have some friends who I've never spoken English to that I've met since I became a Manx speaker. I've met them subsequently, and they were already really good Manx speakers when I first met them, and they've always just spoken Manx to me. And when I sort of started hanging out with them, I couldn't really understand that much of what they were saying, but you catch up, and so I use it quite often. And now my youngest daughter, her Manx is a bit better. She's been at the school for a couple of years. We sort of switch between English and Manx quite a bit. So,
and
yeah.
there are though still plenty of people who say, oh, what's the point? What do you think is the important? Give us some reasons why you think it is important to learn some Manx.
Well, what's the point of anything? What's the point of learning to play the piano? What's the point of watching a film? What's the point? You enjoy it. It's something that I'm not really interested in converting people who are against the Manx language. If they don't want to learn Manx, then that's fine, but I do, and I'm interested in it, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And one thing I would say is, I think there's quite a few people who have almost been a bit anti it, but not anti it as a movement, but they just think, oh, that's not really for me. But, they're like I was interested in Manx history, Manx dancing, Manx music. I was interested in all sort of things Manx nostalgia, but I always thought, oh yeah, but Manx language, that's a bit hard, isn't it? That's more for the academics or the staunch nationalisty types. But actually that's rubbish. Now I'm on the scene, there's such a wide variety of people that come and that speak the language, and it's really good fun. And so if anyone was questioning me why bother, I'd kind of say, well, why do you bother doing anything enjoyable?
Well, the Cooish then, a great way to introduce people who may be thinking, actually, it is something I'd like to find out more about. So remind people when and where they can get involved this weekend.
Well, the best thing to do is to have a look online, because there's a good listing online, but I'll just run through the things that are happening. So first of all, tomorrow we are going out for dinner together in Greens, so we get a chance to kind of slowly ease our way into the weekend. And then on Saturday morning, we're having a pop-up Gaeltacht in Marks and Spencer's cafe in the morning, which is great because people can fit that in amongst their shopping, amongst their regular day, and it's also good because it normalises things a little bit. People see us just chatting, when we haven't got two heads and webbed feet, we're just normal people doing our shopping in Marks and Spencer's, that having a chat with one another, And then in the afternoon, I'm doing a lecture at 3:00 at the Eye Museum, which is free to come along to. Anyone's welcome to that. It will be completely in Manx, but there's loads of great pictures, so even if you're just an absolute beginner and you've only got a few words, it's worth coming along just to see the lovely pictures, and you might pick up a word or two. And then in the evening we've got the Gints in Peel at the Masonic Hall at 7:30. If you want to get tickets for that, they're available at Celtic Gold, or you can contact us through the Facebook or Twitter page. And then on Sunday afternoon we have a film afternoon in St Jude's.